It's the eye of the tiger, it's the bloom of the fight, rising up. Rocky 3, guys, here on Fog Entertainment. The day that Rocky lost his smile, he found his inner Shawn Michaels, and god damn it, he lost his smile. But before we get stuck into him losing his smile, let's dive into the start of the movie. Basically, it's how the second one ends. He's the champion. He beat Apollo. He is the WBA World Champion, or whatever the fuck. Not the WBA, but you get where I'm coming from, man. He's the World Champion of the world in boxing, and we have this exhibition match against Thunderlips. But you will all know him, and I will all know him as the immortal Hulk Hogan, brother. And let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Like, this is in '82, and you think of it, like, see, back in '82. Hogan was a fucking nobody. You know, like, WWE, I mean, hadn't even had fucking Mania yet. And of course, the other star of this movie, Mr. T, Clubber Lang, would also, in fact, take part in that WrestleMania with Hogan in the main event. So it just shows you how things go around. But basically, Rocky, he's having all these fights, but you're kind of thinking, fuck, these must be jobber fights at this point. Kind of like what happens in real life, you know, they'll defeat someone half decent, and then they'll just beat a bunch of jobbers, right? And then, we basically, what the movie boils down to is this: Rocky's getting this statue on field, and then who shows up? Clubber Lang, sucker! Clubber Lang shows up. Hey woman, you want to see what a real man's like? Why don't you come over to my place? Because Rocky Balboa don't have the satisfaction that you crave and desire, sucker. Something along those lines, and that obviously set Rocky off. But Mickey's like, we're not facing you, man. We're not facing you. And it's like, alright, Mickey, no reason to bottle it, son, but basically, and then he like runs off, and it's like, for fuck's sake. He's like, why is this a man who's like 70 odds in this? He's like, I think he's 70. He was born in 1905. Kind of just sums up how old this fucking movie is, right? But he almost has like a hissy fit. He's like a fucking 76-year-old man. It's like, mate, fucking wise up, come on. Mickey, come on, wise up, son. But he runs off back to like the hotel or Rocky's house, wherever the fuck he is. And then like Rocky shows up and basically says like, what the fuck was that all about? And he's like, well, if you're fighting them, Rock, I'm not taking them. I don't want none of it. I can't really do a good Mickey impersonation, right? But basically, Mickey wants none of Clubber Lang's big pole. So Mickey's like, I'm jobbing it. And then Mickey's like, well, you know what, actually, I'll agree to this fight. So the fight is agreed here. It's Rocky versus Clubber Lang. But then, like, Rocky, he just, like, loses all, like, motivation. Like, yeah, Mickey's saying that all the fights he had were, like, there were people he was just giving him because they'd be easy victories, easy W's, right? Easy victories and all that good stuff, and easy defense of the belts. But why does, like, Rocky, like, he beat Apollo Creed, right? So why does he need, like, easy fucking, I understand, like, 1 or 2, but why did he, like, book him 10? And, like, Mickey almost has a go at Rocky. He's like, yeah, you're shit. You don't have the hunger, man. You ain't as young as what you used to be. It's like, for fuck's sake, mate. He won the world title. He beat Apollo Creed, threw him, then beat him. And then this Clubber Lang guy, who's alright, like, but he's not really a boxer. He's more a powerhouse. And then, of course, that kind of gets figured out later on by Apollo Creed. He's like, man, if we just outlast this guy, we'll be able to knock him out in the later rounds, which is pretty much what happens. But in the first fight, we do, of course, have, like, the sad scene where, like, Mickey has, like, the heart attack just before the fight. And obviously, that's, like, spins Rocky's head upside down. He's like, then he goes out and he basically gets battered, killed, knocked out in the second round, loses the title, goes backstage. Mickey's there with Adrian, and then he walks in. He's like, how'd we do, Rock? Rocky's like, we won. And of course Rocky's going to tell him we won because he knows Mickey doesn't have fucking much time left. But as Rocky's walking back in, they're like, we need to get him to the hospital. It's like, hold on, you need to get him to the hospital. I'm like, you wait the whole fucking fight. I know the fight only lasted 2 rounds, but the point still stands. You wait the whole fight until, like you said, like, do you need Rocky's permission slip to phone an ambulance for his fucking coffin dodger of a trainer? I mean, I don't understand the logic here, but it is what it is. Mickey dies, sad seeing them with the funeral, not many people at the funeral. And then basically after this, Apollo Creed's like, well, you know what, son, I'm going to train you up. And then basically we get like half an hour of Rocky just cannot be arsed with anything or anybody. We got a few racist comments for Paulie, which were a bit unnecessary, but I mean, I guess they were what it were. And then basically Apollo Creed says, after this you owe me one favour. Rocky asks what is it, he's like, you'll find out, man. So we'll find out what it is at the end of the movie, but basically they're doing the running thing. Paul's like, it's over, it's done. Then Adrian has a talk to Rocky, basically says, you don't gotta do it for Mickey, you don't do it for your son, you don't do it for me, you don't do it for Apollo, you don't do it for fucking anybody, you do it for yourself. And then we go, hearts on fire. Not really, because that's the fourth one, but anyway, Rocky then finds the urge to beat Apollo in a straight line 100 meter dash, and then that's basically yes, he's ready to go, he's ready to defeat Clubber Lang. Into the fight we go. He kills Clubber Lang, he knocks him out, he batters him. Some funny interactions pre-fight when like between Apollo and Clubber Lang, but yeah, batters him, he's the champion, everything is good for Rocky here in 1981, I believe this movie is set. And then yeah, absolutely loving life he is. And then we find out what the favour is at the end of the movie. It was just that these two would have a private match, and Rocky actually reveals, I can't remember what creed it's in, it's either the first or the second one because there only is fucking two, but bringing out a third one, boring bastard. Basically says I think Rocky says to Apollo's son Adonis, or whatever the fuck he's called, that Apollo actually won, which I doubt, right? I mean, obviously Rocky could just be saying that, but how would, I mean, he could win, I'm not saying it's but Rocky at this point, I mean, Apollo looks like he's been at the ring a few years now, and also, like, we see him against Drago, like, I don't know, I just don't really see how the fuck, I guess it was an exhibition, it was a wee friendly fight, although the Drago, Apollo one was a friendly fight, and that didn't really end up so friendly, but anyway guys, that's it for Rocky 3, it's another really good movie, it's a really good feel, it has its moments, Mickey's death, you know, you get like two fights, and then the fight against Hulk Hogan, which is really good. You've got Apollo and Rocky working together, and all that good stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. But also, like, Apollo's talking about his son, like his children in this one, right? And this movie's set in 81, right? Which is 41 years ago, because it's 2022. In Creed, like, what age is his fucking son in Creed? You know, like, I guess the first Creed is what, 2015, and the second one's 2019. But it's like, what's going on there, guys? I mean, the numbers surely don't add up anyway, unless they save some of that Apollo milk to put in later on, brother. But anyway, guys, I'm going to give this Rocky an 8 out of 10, and until next time, peace.